I am here to offer you those tools, to offer you those methods, to offer you those skills that will make you successful. And the first tool I'm going to give you here today is the tool of stop scaring yourself. Stop making this sale of it's so hard. Immediately effective today, put that aside. And when it comes up, you tell yourself, I am capable of overcoming challenges. I am going to take the time to learn the skills. Hello and welcome to Journey to Lasting Love, the podcast. I am your host, Tina Shayani, and the head coach at T-Shay Coaching. If you are looking to attract a loving partner to build a relationship with that gets better with time, if you are looking to deepen your current relationship, or you just want to live a happier life, you are in the right place. Every week we will discuss a new topic that will bring you understanding, clarity, and the tools to become the best version of yourself, the happiest version of yourself. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this week's live here in Journey to Lasting Love. As you know, I am Tina Shayani, your host here, as well as the head coach at T-Shay Coaching, where we help people attract and build lasting, loving relationships. This week, I want to tell you, has been a great week for me as far as the job that I do. I've had some great client wins that I wish that I could share more with you, but it's of course confidential. But I love this job more than I can ever tell you. I love this job so much because I have the opportunity to see this stuff in action and I know how well it really works. And every time it works, and I'm always actually amazed that it works and that it works so quickly to transform people's lives. Because when we gain insight, once we have that insight, we will never go back to being who we were before. And this is progress. This is how we grow. And we can learn to let go of the things that are holding us back. But we cannot let go when we don't know what it is. So it's so important to really take the time and examine yourself and your thoughts and your life and the patterns, because it's all patterns. And then making your life better is just logical. It's no longer this mystery thing that we're waiting for magic fairy dust to fall from the sky. It's magical, but it's not mysterious. It's very logical. And when we address the patterns, we can easily create the changes that we want in our lives and make our lives better and bring in things that are different and better than the things that we have now. So today we have an interesting topic, and it's a very important topic, and it's a very deep topic. We only have time to really scratch the surface here, but let's do what we can. Why haven't you found your person yet? What is the reason for the holdup? And how can you fix it? I hear stories all the time from people. And one of the things that I hear on a continuous basis is it's so hard out there. It's really ugly out there. It's so hard to be dating. And people tell me this, and they tell themselves this, and they tell anyone and everyone that is willing to listen that it's so hard out there. And it's like this desperate need to sell me on the idea that it's so hard out there. And whatever I say to them, they're like, no, but you don't understand. It's so hard. It's so much harder than it was. And this belief of it's so hard out there is one of the huge things that stands in the way of people finding love. Because, okay, so it's hard out there. So what? It's hard to find your special person. Okay, what have you achieved in your life that was just easy? Was getting your degree easy? I want to say that it was hard. I want to say that even kindergarten as a kindergartner is hard. So hard doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Becoming a professional is hard. Taking your dog, and my dog needs surgery on her leg next week. I just found out it's going to be hard to take her. It's hard to watch her hobble on three paws and look really sad. But okay, so it's hard. So what? We as human beings are built to do hard things. And when something is difficult, when something is challenging, that makes it all the more worthwhile. It makes it all the more worth having because it was difficult to get. So this idea of, but it's so hard, so what? So what? We are built to do hard things. But when you keep trying to make the sale to me, to yourself, and anyone and everyone that will listen, that this is so hard, you are effectively handicapping yourself because who wants to do things that are really hard? When you go into something knowing how hard it is, it makes it so much more difficult. So if you keep saying, this is so hard, this is so hard, this is so hard, what are you in fact doing? You are making it that much more difficult for yourself to start. But if you can change that perspective, if you can change that perspective from it's so hard to this is challenging. I read somewhere and I looked for it just before the live and I couldn't find it that in the Talmud, which is one of the sacred texts of Judaism, written not in modern times, obviously, it talks about the difficulties in finding your match. So this idea of it being hard is not something new. This isn't something that is just for our modern generation. It has always been hard. Why? Because it's important. So I want you to do your very best to put aside this idea of it being hard. Because the more you tell yourself how hard it is, the more difficult it becomes to start, the more difficult it becomes to put yourself out there. Who wants to do things that are hard? You know, I was at the dentist and he started to tell me what he was going to do. And I was like, you know what? Please don't tell me. I'm going to lay down, open my mouth, and you do what you want to do. Because oftentimes the anticipation of that difficulty is so much harder than the actual thing itself. When you are doing the hard thing, you just kind of do it. But the anticipation and the buildup that we create in our lives, this is something that is standing in the way between you and relationship success. So I beg you, stop trying so desperately to make the sale that it's hard out there. Okay, so what? It doesn't mean that it's not worth pursuing. Are you trying to convince me that it's hard so that you can give up and say, you know what? It's too hard. I'm not going to do it. And what is on the other side of this difficulty? It's something really worth having. You're talking about the love of your life, the love of dreams, a life partner, somebody to build a life with. This is worth doing the hard thing for. What do you achieve if you convince me of it's so hard? You convince me and yourself that it's okay to give up. But is it really okay to give up? Is this something that we can actually give up on? I want to say no. So I'm going to argue with you when you tell me how hard it is. Well, I'm not going to argue that it's hard. It's hard. But so what? Okay, so what? You are built to do hard things and have the capacity to do hard things. So I want you to see, and if you have comments to make live, please do so. If you are watching on replay, as I know many of you do, Please tell me what you think. What do you think of what I'm saying? Do you have questions? Do you have comments? Please feel free to interact with me. I really look forward to that. That's one of the best parts of this job. So if you, in fact, make the sale to me and you and everyone else that this is hard, what happens? One, it becomes so much harder than it needs to be, and it gives you an excuse to give up. So if that's what you're looking for, keep talking about how hard it is. And every time you tell yourself that it's hard, you are kicking the can. You are, in fact, handicapping and paralyzing yourself from taking action. What do we need to do to overcome things that are hard, to overcome difficulties? We need to take action, but we scare ourselves practically to death, and we scare ourselves so much that we become paralyzed. And in fact, we are not at that point capable of taking any action. Action is what.
Hey, I just have to pause for a second because if you're here, I know you're serious about making a change, and I want to help you do exactly that. I offer one-to-one coaching designed to give you the clarity, strategy, and confidence to take action and see real results. No more second guessing, no more feeling stuck. It's time to move forward with a plan that actually works and works quickly. And if you're looking for daily insights, live sessions, and exclusive content to keep you motivated, make sure you connect with me on Instagram and YouTube. Join my Facebook group, Journey to Lasting Love. But here's the thing, spots for my coaching fill up really fast and they're very limited in number because I work closely with my clients and get real results fast. So if you're ready to take the next step, don't wait. Head over to my website, tshaycoaching.com, and book an exploratory session for today. Let's see if this is the right fit for you. All right, let's jump back in.
Leads to results. But if we are sitting here talking about the level of difficulty, we are wasting our time, we are wasting our energy, we are wasting our words, and we are making ourselves feel terrible. So my invitation to you is to stop making this sale. Yes, it is challenging, but so is everything else that is worth having in life. If you want to make a delicious meal, it's challenging, and there are going to be times that you burn that delicious meal. You know what was really hard? Giving birth was really hard, but I had no choice. When you're 9 months pregnant, you have no choice. But before getting pregnant, I could have scared the crap out of myself and anyone and everyone that was going to listen about how difficult it is to give birth, and who wants to get pregnant knowing how difficult it is to give birth. You know what was hard? Raising children was hard, but it was the greatest thing that I have ever done in my life. And what would my life be without that hard thing that I was able to overcome? That is the greatest blessing of my life. But it was hard. It was hard, but hard things are the things that are worth doing. So in this live today, I want you to take away to be okay with the idea that it's challenging. And let's use the word challenging because challenges are made to be overcome. And let's put our strength and our love and our passion and our drive into overcoming this challenge instead of putting our energy into convincing ourselves and everyone else that it's hard. So what that it's hard? Things worth having are, there are other excuses that stand in our way when we are embarking on this adventure of finding the one. What if we look at it as an adventure instead of this great difficulty? What an adventure to look for your person. What if we can look at it as something exciting? What if we can look at it as an opportunity? It is an opportunity to meet new people. It is an opportunity to learn about new people. And while we are learning about these new people and encountering these people and having dates and relationships, whether they go somewhere and they don't with other people, we are learning about other people. We are learning about life, and we are also learning about ourselves. So be a great opportunity to learn and to grow. If when you went to college, it was really hard. It was really hard to study for those exams and do well. There was a lot of sacrifices that needed to be made in order to do well in college. There were Saturday nights that you had to stay in and study instead of going out with your friends. It was hard. But what did you gain from that? Doing that thing that was challenging. You got a diploma, you gained information, you gained stamina, you learned about yourself and your learning style, and you learned a lot. And it was a challenge. Of course, it was a challenge to finish those courses. It was a challenge to take those exams. It was a challenge to learn that material, but it was a challenge worth take. Those things were worth doing. And this is no different. And the same way that in school, you had study guides. Like I remember when I first started, I didn't know how to study. So I would spend hours and hours and not get the result that I was looking for. But when I learned how to study effectively, I could take much less time and get far better results. So this is no different. This is no different than that. When you know how to engage with other people, when you know how to sift and sort through the different people that you're going to meet during your dating life, it becomes exponentially easier to get the results that you're looking for. And if you follow the rules and if you do it logically, the way that it needs to be done, instead of this imaginary fairy dust waiting situation, you will be successful. It is a guarantee. When you sign up for those courses, you go to class, you do the work, you do the studying, you will graduate, correct? It is a guarantee. If you put in the work, you're going to get the diploma. This is no different than that. This is like everything else. But if you are in the course and let's say you are taking a psychology course, and instead of studying for psychology, you study for math, and you walk into the psychology and say, why did I fail? And a lot of people approach relationships this same way. They go into it with no study skills, with no tools in how to do well, and wonder why they didn't do well. I am here to offer you those tools, to offer you those methods, to offer you those skills that will make you successful. And the first tool I'm going to give you here today is the tool of stop scaring yourself. Stop making this sale of it's so hard. Immediately effective today, put that aside. And when it comes up, you tell yourself, I am capable of overcoming challenges. I am going to take the time to learn the skills and acquire the tools that it takes to do this well, to overcome this challenge, and to understand myself and what it is that I am doing. And I am made to do hard things. If you can go out into the world with this mindset, instead of the, oh my God, that's so hard, everything will change. And that is a promise that I make to you. If you can change this mindset, if you can make this shift, you are well on your way to success. This is the first shift that needs to be made. I hope that you are with me. I hope that you are willing to let go of this sales pitch of it's so hard. Stop trying to make that sale. Stop trying to make the sale and allow yourself the opportunity to overcome this challenge that is so amazing. It is an age-old challenge. It is not something new. It's not exclusive to modern times. It has always, since the beginning of human history, been a challenge to find your person. But that is what makes it worth having the end result. So I invite you to do this with me. If you are watching later or at any point, please comment. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm insane and you want to keep making the sale, go ahead, do it in the comments. But I would rather you make the sale of I am capable of great things. I am capable of overcoming any challenge that comes my way. I hope that this is helpful. If you know someone that would benefit from this information, please invite them to either the Facebook group or the Instagram page. And I look forward, as always, to interacting with you throughout the week. And I will see you next Wednesday at this same time. Bye, guys. Have a good week.
Thank you so much for being here. If this resonates with you, don't let the journey stop here. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube. Join my Facebook group, Journey to Lasting Love, for daily insights, live discussions, and exclusive content designed to help you grow and thrive. But if you're truly ready to create real change in your life, nothing beats personalized support. My one-to-one coaching is designed to help you break through barriers, gain clarity, take action with confidence. Imagine where you could be in just a few weeks from now. Spots are extremely limited, so don't wait. Head over to my website, tshaycoaching.com, and schedule an exploratory session, and let's see if this is the right fit for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an update. I can't wait to connect with you. See you soon.